All right, thanks very much, Tshepo. The City of Ekurhuleni is rolling out the red carpet this June as they inaugurate their first film festival. The initiative aims to empower local and international talent and to also stimulate South African businesses through the film industry. Ekurhuleni International Film Festival will take place as of today and will run until the 25th of June. Joining us this morning to talk more about this event is the festival director, Tshepo Mringi, and Alba. Good to have both of you. Welcome to Morning Live. Thank you very much. Yeah, good. Now, okay, so, this is an absolutely wonderful opportunity for local international filmmakers to get involved. Who was the festival actually formed by? Tshepo, would you like to take this one?
The film festival was formed by myself under the City of Ekurhuleni's Siyafunda cinematography program, which was a program we were doing with the city to take people out of school and the unemployed youth to teach them skills in the film industry.
Yeah, it's a fantastic initiative, it really is. And how many participants have you had so far?
In the film festival?
Yeah.
We've actually received over 1,000 submissions from around the world.
Yeah. That's wonderful.
It's wonderful.
That's really, really nice. From your side, let's talk. You're the festival director. So, having 1,000 entries coming in for the film festival from all over the world, this is an overwhelming response.
You know, it is absolutely overwhelming. And every time that Tshepo was sending me updates, I just couldn't believe that the applications were increasing and the submissions were increasing. And this really just goes to show how partnerships can really turn things around. Ekurhuleni is all about partnerships.
Yeah.
And our byline is a partnership that works. And really working with Tshepo, working with Rhythm Cycle, working with his team. Look, bringing SABC on board as well. Those are all achievements, those are through partnerships. And as you know, the film industry is massive, absolutely massive. Yeah. So this really, for us, is the first step towards an incredible program that is going to make a very, very big imprint on Gauteng itself as a city region.
It's amazing, it really is. But let's talk training, because that's obviously a part and parcel of all of this. So talk to us about the training that goes into all of this.
In the Ekurhuleni International Film Festival, we're working closely with the South African Society of Cinematographers, the Writers Guild of South Africa, the South African Guild of Editors, amongst others, because we feel like it is actually important for the filmmakers to actually sharpen their skills and also to ensure that they actually adhere to the rules of the game to make great films.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you have the involvement of the SETAs in this? And of course, the NFVF, are they involved?
Yes, the NFVF will be doing the first workshop of the program today. They will be talking about the opportunities as well.
The SETAs, do you have their involvement?
With regards to the SETAs, we are going to involve them because we have aftercare programs for the festival.
Yeah. Is the training accredited at all?
Yes, the training will be accredited as we're going to involve the SETAs and the societies and guilds as well.
Good. Well, it's good to hear. The film industry is a very complex one. It's ever-changing. And, you said yourself, it's so massive, but you've got to constantly stay on top of your game. How do you do that?
It's teamwork, first of all, and it's getting as many partners on board as possible because, of course, as a local council, we don't always have the resources to be able to really put all our efforts behind, especially from a financial perspective. So we're hoping that very soon Ekurhuleni will have another big announcement to make about the film industry, and that will see us looking at in excess of 3,000 permanent jobs being created. We know that it will be well over that in terms of temporary jobs, because we need to look at the moment. Cape Town is kind of the capital of filmmaking in South Africa, and we need to start assisting Cape Town. We don't want to go into competition with them, but we need to open up other avenues. We know that Johannesburg has a lot of international films that are shot there. Ekurhuleni itself is absolutely spectacular. We've got the most wonderful natural areas. We've got wonderful heritage sites architecture. So we really are pushing now towards promoting Ekurhuleni as a place to come and film and to shoot films. We need to, I mean, this partnership with SABC that was brokered through Rhythm Cycle is a critical one, especially now with SABC moving towards this massive local content. Sure. I mean, that is such a support for the film industry, for our local film industry. And we really are saying, you know, as much as, yes, we must attract international filmmakers to South Africa, we also have to concentrate on our local filmmakers. And if you look at Nigeria, if you look at the film industry there, if you look at the film industry in India, the concentration, the bringing it into the international sphere was by making sure that the local film industry was the one that was nurtured, the one that was supported and developed. So that is the direction that we take.
I mean, this is, and I'd like to touch on a little bit, because we saw, you know, a big SABC press conference yesterday talking about, from the 4th of July, 80% local content. And there's a lot of critics out there saying that, you know, are we able to fill it? Do we have enough content? Is it up to scratch? Is it good enough? I like your face, because it's like, what do you mean?
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. So you're all for this. I mean, obviously, I mean, that's not really the question, but this is going to create jobs, revolutionize how productions are done, I'm sure.
South Africa is a land of stories. Good heavens, we are the best storytellers in the world.
Absolutely.
And I don't think we have even scratched the surface of our stories. If you just go into one of our local bookstores and you start and you go to the South African section that is dealing with South African home-brewed stories, oh my heavens, there's so many stories there. And I mean, so many stories that haven't been written. So which is what is so great with the program that Tshepo is running, is the writing program as well. Is that we need to, it's not just having somebody standing in front of a camera or training somebody how to deal with the camera and how to produce and you know, a movie. We need to start looking at the whole value chain. How do we get to that point? That point is somebody needs to write the story. And so we need to start at that level. So we need to start promoting. Our libraries in Ekurhuleni are running lots of programs that are going to be dealing with how to teach people to write, how to bring the story that is in your head. And we all have stories. Put it down on paper so that it can be moved from that into a script and from there into a movie.
Fantastic.
Documentaries. Let's not, you know, we're now sort of talking about feature films. Documentaries. Tshepo talks a lot about our animation. And animation is huge. And I believe world class. I mean, we're seeing an example of it on air right now. That is, I mean, that's locally produced animation. And people would probably doubt me when we say that. But this is the quality of product that is out there and not get an airtime. And now it's being allowed that time. Tshepo, how do people get involved in this course? I mean, it's fantastic, from writing, everything that has to do with film production. I mean, you know, what are the requirements?
Basically, in order for people to be part of the program, they need to reside in Ekurhuleni, for example.
Okay, so that's the first thing.
Yes,
you got to be in the area. Okay.
Yes, you got to be in the area, and also have a minimum of grade 10, and also be willing to work for long hours as well, because the training part of it means that we actually training people on set while we're doing the production.
Wow. So you're actually getting practical learning skills as you're doing that. I just want to talk about the kind of movies that are going to be shown. I suppose I should be speaking to the film director.
No,
really?
No,
I can speak to you about it.
Absolutely.
What kind of movies films are you going to be showing? I know you mentioned it's international as well, so it's not only local. But what are we looking at?
Locally, we've got a documentary feature, which is called Carolina.
Right.
It's about an airplane that was part of the Second World War. It was actually brought here to South Africa to be refurbished and flown back to California. So that documentary talks about that aeroplane. That is also a boat. It's a flying boat, in fact.
Yeah.
It's called Carolina. So we also have a film called An Honest Living, about a young man who's actually struggling. He's actually trying to make ends meet on the streets, and then he's actually taken by a lady who uses him in a bad way, but at the end of the day, he ends up succeeding as well.
Fantastic. So it's a real variety of films that'll be shown. Just some details now. So it's running until the 25th of June. It's starting today. Where, tickets, all of those details for people that want to come down.
The event is at OR Tambo Cultural Precinct.
Okay.
In Wattville, Benoni.
Right.
And it's we actually realize that most people cannot afford to go to film festivals, and they cannot afford to get the opportunities that, for example, the SABC, the broadcasters, are providing. So we made it a free event.
Wonderful.
Made it a free event.
Is the popcorn free as well? That's the most expensive part about going to a movie these days. Have you noticed? It's insane. That's got nothing to do with the film festival. I'm sorry. That was me venting. So it's a free festival, free entrance. You can come in and watch the movies. And it's at the Cultural Precinct, the OR Tambo Cultural Precinct. Timing?
It starts at 10.
10 o'clock?
And at 6 o'clock.
And 6 o'clock this evening.
Yes.
Go in there and just go and watch what we have to offer.
Please, support.
Fantastic. Support. Lovely. Love it. Thank you so much. Tshepo, Mringi and Alba from the film festival that's taking place in Ekurhuleni. It's a fantastic initiative. Please get down there if you can. Just go watch some films. Go watch the talent that's out there. And it's free of charge too. Not the popcorn though, but the movie. Okay, let's take a break. We'll see you after this. Stay tuned.